You need to tighten up, but it's about to start getting out of control. You need to tighten up. If you need help, let me know.
Okay. So I was having this conversation and
Another IED.
yeah, and it was with a guy. And he was like, yo, I said to this chick, um, like, you too pretty, like, to wear all that makeup, like, caked on your face. And
Right.
she was like, it's disrespectful for a nigga to be trying to tell a woman, like, about her makeup or her hair or her this and that. And he was like thrown aback. He was like, basically, he was making a statement in regards to, hey, you too pretty to like wear that
Right.
makeup caked up. Where
You don't
where
need
is it disrespect? Right. Where is it disrespect that a man makes mention of, either hair or makeup or clothing? And she was like, because that's not for a man who is not in the relationship with the woman to make mention.
Yeah, I've
So
heard that
my
before.
question, yeah, so my question is, how is it disrespectful? Like if we could break it down, I mean, we're never going to really know what's in other people's minds, but how
Um, I,
how is it disrespect?
I feel like women feel like it's disrespectful because who are you to even comment on that?
So, do you think for women, that is difficult to take those type of um constructive criticism, maybe?
Right.
Um, like, is it difficult to take it because it is constructive criticism, or is it feeling like a personal attack? Like, he may not like me because I'm wearing this much makeup, or
No,
like,
I feel like some of them take it as a personal attack because they don't look at it as a compliment.
right. So it's not a compliment, so it's automatic disrespect in a sense.
No, it is a compliment, but they don't take it as a compliment.
Right, right.
They take it as you're saying, I need this to be pretty. When we're saying, no, you're pretty without this.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, how about in a relationship? Like, so that conversation was between just a guy and a girl who
Right.
was not in a romantic relationship whatsoever, wasn't even actually talking or in a romantic space whatsoever. So she felt a little
Right.
taken aback by that. What about in a relationship?
That's a tough one because in a relationship, even when you say that to your girl, she don't want to hear that shit. So
Right.
it's kind of like you want to be like, all right, babe, I think you look pretty, or I prefer you without the makeup. But they'll say, I'm not doing this for you.
Mhm.
I'm doing this for
Mhm.
me. I like it.
Mhm.
So in that instance, they're not taking what you like better or what your preference is. It's about them. I'm doing this for me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you kind of either kind of it's a fight that you don't want to fight.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this, just from a male perspective. Let's just say you met your significant other, and the makeup was her thing,
Right.
and it is what she did, and that's what you've grown accustomed to with her. But then you guys, grew in your partnership or relationship, and just then the makeup just started to be a bit much, and it was
Right.
like, hey, babe, like, I really like you in your natural state. I
Right.
don't like the makeup. And she says to you, well, the makeup ain't been a problem all this time. The makeup was how you met me.
Right.
Like, what do you guys do in that case? Or what would you feel,
These
more or
are
less?
all these are all communication barriers. So you
Hmm.
got to learn how to communicate with your specific person. So somebody might be a person that you gotta like give them a compliment before you give them the negative. You gotta kind of be like, I like when you do the red eyeshadow, not all the
Mhm.
not all the extra shit. So you gotta kind of
Mhm.
like break it down.
Right. You gotta be crafty
Right.
in your
Right.
delivery.
You gotta be crafty. And it's like that's a hard one though, because if it was already a thing, it's
Mhm.
gonna be hard for you to break that if she's not open to
Right.
hearing you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like a lot
And
of
do
times
you
women are not open to the change. Like this is something that I like. I'm doing this for me. I don't care if you
Mhm.
like it or not.
Mhm.
All that kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah. And also, there could be a flip side to that in regards to how she is receptive or responsive to you saying it to her. She could then, feel deflated. Like,
Right.
she could feel like, oh, well, now you don't love me no more
Right.
because, you don't like my makeup or whatever the case may be. Um, and so is it then at that point in time that you just back off when she's more deflated versus on the defensive or
Right.
no?
Right. You gotta back off because like women always say, it's your fucking tone. It's how you deliver a message, all that kind of
Mhm.
bullshit. So
Right.
you gotta know your person and know how to deliver that without her taking to offense or without her being defensive, which is the hardest thing because
Right.
I don't think it matters what your tone is or what words you use. I think some
Mhm.
women just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely true. And I think sometimes like women can take certain things, not just makeup. I mean, we use the makeup as just
Right.
as a something to go to for the purpose of the conversation. But it
Right.
could be clothing, it
Right.
could be shoes, it
Right.
could be, something more specific than other than makeup. But I think for women, you know, the possibility that my man or my significant other is not feeling my vibe all the way around,
Right.
how I put it together is sort of like a punch in the face almost.
Why is it a punch in the face if I'm telling you what I like or prefer though?
Because you should like me how I like me. No, but I'm just saying, not
That's not
necessarily.
real. I wish when is
No,
when are
I
people gonna
know.
start being real, man? That's all I want to
I
know.
know. I mean, it's I can say that I am in fact open to hear. I don't know necessarily. I haven't been in that situation because I don't wear makeup and I'm kind of just regular when I dress. I'm not, you know. But I think for some people it could be like a punch in the face because they see themselves in this light
Right.
when they look in the mirror and they put on this makeup, whatever flaws they want to cover or however
That's
they
what I
want
was about to say.
themselves to
A
look.
lot of times it's them covering up their insecurity. If they don't like how their nose looks, if they don't like a certain
Right,
mole over here or whatever it may be, a
right,
lot of times it's a certain insecurity that they're trying to cover up. So
right,
when you
right.
say something, they feel like you're diminishing or you're coming for them. It's like, no, I just think that I like how you look without it. But
I
they
like how
can't
you look
hear
with that.
you over their insecurities.
Nope, they can't hear you over that. And it just would seem like I have defined in my mind and in the mirror what beauty is to
Right.
me, what my beauty is. And here I am presenting it to you. And I
Right.
feel like I'm competent enough to do that. And you don't feel like my makeup is it for you.
Right.
And that's what it's more ego. Ego comes into play because it's like he doesn't like me how I like me.
Right.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this real quick. I don't mean to cut
Right.
you off. Um, what do you say about an instance where something is affecting your sexual prowess with her? Like it could be it could be makeup.
What you mean? Cause
Date. You
she
looking
look like a
cash,
clown?
you looking. Yeah, you looking like a clown, or you looking casket sharp. You starting to get lighter and lighter every fucking time I look at you. My dick ain't getting hard because you look like we about to preach the eulogy to you tonight, honey. It's not working for me. What how do you think men can approach certain things in regards to their sex drive? Like maybe she's gaining a little weight, maybe the
Right.
makeup is too much, maybe her clothes is not doing it for you. Something's making your dick soft. What do you say about those things?
The weight. You-
Anything. It could be weight. If you want to pull weight out, because I know that's a sensitive thing,
right.
and women are definitely, mostly insecure when they gain weight or
Right.
get a little fupa.
Like the weight, when I was younger, in my 20s or so, I didn't have no filter. I would just come right out and like, you need to tighten up, but it's about to start getting out of control. You need to tighten up. If you need help, let me know.
Not to help
I
though.
mean, that was my 20s. But
Right.
as you get older, like I said earlier, you got to be a little bit craftier. You just have to be like, let's go on a walk. You just got to
Mm-hmm.
not mention it, or let's try, this solid place. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta be craftier. Or if you have a person that you can talk to, like if you that person can handle the truth, you can straight out say the shit. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
all about knowing your person and how to
Mm-hmm.
handle them. So if you know that your person can handle some shit, you could just come right and say it. But if you know that that person's a defensive person, you gotta disguise that shit.
Right. Do you think there's ever instances where, women gain weight or something physically changes in them and the men can still sexually grow with them as well?
How am I
And not
sexually going with you?
like, no, just meaning like I can still fuck you, I can still be
Oh yeah,
attracted to you through the changes.
yeah.
Like, what
A lot
what do
of
you think that's based
Look,
on?
a lot of the times, for the most part, if a nigga like you, he ain't gonna give a fuck about all that. He ain't gonna
Right,
give
that's
a fuck.
all.
He ain't gonna give a fuck
Right.
about your back rolls. He not like all of that shit. If he like you, he not gonna care about that shit.
Right.
It's only when it starts affecting. It's like, all right, so now say you might gain a little bit of weight. So now you don't got like you don't got the stamina you used to have. So now
Right.
so now it's affecting things.
Right.
As long as it's not affecting anything, a nigga ain't gonna give a fuck. But once it starts affecting shit, now you can't really breathe.
Mhm.
like
Wait.
I can't sleep because all I hear is now it's being effective. Like now it's affecting shit.
Wait, I didn't mean to fucking bust out laughing, but that is so funny and exactly what you said. But instead, this guy said she started gaining weight, and when she used to suck my dick, it was cool. She could breathe,
Right.
she could deep throat, she could this, that, and the third. But when she started gaining weight, she couldn't breathe, like she
Right.
couldn't swallow my dick no more.
Facts.
And it literally, like, I took it as a joke and I fucking hollered. But in all
It's a real thing.
actuality, exactly what you said
Right.
fucking happened. And it's just like, I think sometimes, women or men, it could be vice versa. We're not just going to place it on women having physical changes. Men can have physical changes too that affects the women. But I think people should take into account those physical changes and how they affect your partner or how they affect your sex life or just your general life. Like if you guys ran together
Right.
and then you gain weight and you can't take a run no more,
Right.
like that's affecting the relationship. So,
Right. It's all down to how it affects, your partner. So it's just
mhm.
like a lot of these things are superficial things that might not affect your partner. It might irritate them, but it might not affect them. Like I'm a person that if you had long hair and then you cut all your hair off and now you got a short cut, like I'm still smashing, but I'm not
Right.
looking at you with the same umph
Right, right,
that I used to look at you. Because
right,
that was something that I liked about you. Like it was something that I liked about you that you took away. So I'm not going
right.
to leave you or nothing like that. But you are
But
affecting my visual.
yeah, yeah. And the aesthetics can mean a lot
Right.
too. So that's too, like, and I think we talked about that before, like just physical appearance and changes and stuff without consulting your partner or without making sure. And that's not to say, hey, like if you wanted to try a short haircut at some point in your life that you can't do that, but you should in fact like discuss it with your partner to make sure that
I
it is.
don't even need you to discuss it with me. I'm
No,
like
okay.
I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. Like I'm the person that's gonna let you know ahead of time. No,
Right,
I like your hair how it is. Whatever, however you want to change it, that's on you. But I told you how I like it and how I prefer it. I've been said
right. Right.
that.
All right. So let me ask you this while we staying on hair. So what about, if you had your significant other and she changed hairstyles often and she didn't tell you like before she went to like she come home with locks one week, she come home with braids another week, weave down to the floor another, like are you cool with like the changes like that? Like some men like that because
Yeah,
it
I
gives.
actually like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I actually like that. I actually like
Mhm.
the changes, the the random changes, just to give it a different look. But
Right.
don't go overboard. Like,
Don't go overboard. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I know some chicks that they go to the hairdresser or whatever or to the braiders regularly, and they
right,
change they look up like every 2 3 weeks, and it's
right,
like, oh, who am I getting today? Am I getting Lolita? Am I getting on Quiqui? Am I
right.
getting like whatever? And like I just was wondering like if I guess it's different for every man, but do
Right.
some men
It's different for
be
every man.
cool
Like
with that?
I'm a person that I like if you switch it up and you come in with the red hair, like you do the blonde hair. Like I like shit like that.
Right. Okay.
I like the hood, the Cleo braid shit. Like I'm with all that shit.
Right. Right.
I'm not with the short shit.
Right.
Like
Short is not for you. So
yeah.
if she came home bald, we got an issue.
Yeah, if she come home bald, I'm like, this is
Roger,
not
we
working
got a
for me.
problem. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
now you got to smash with the lights off. Like,
Right.
yeah, like I need that. Like I'm a person that like to run my hands through your hair and shit like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So the Jada Pinkett Smith, the Halle Berrys,
I could
that's
do
not
it.
working.
I could do it. Plus, it's also a thing of knowing what fits for you. Like some people is cute on.
Yeah.
Some people
That's
can
true.
pull it off. Everybody can't pull shit off. Like
Hmm.
if it looks cute on you, if you can pull it off, then cool. I'm not mad
Yeah.
at it.
I
I've
listen.
seen some girls pull off some shortcuts and they look cute. But if you got a big ass head and that shit is not rocking, don't fucking do
Listen, y'all. I have tried the short hair and hunty.
it.
It is not for me. I was married at the time,
Right.
so my ex-husband ain't have a choice but to be accepting of it. But I did try the short hair. I tried a little mushroom, and I looked like one of the little things from Super Mario Brothers, the little mushroom Koopa things or whatever they was called.
Oh,
And it was not good. So I will never go short again. I will always wear long hair any way, shape, or form. It will always be long for me. Because one, I got a big head.
facts.
I got a big head. So I already know anything short and forming to my head is not gonna look good. No.
Yeah, you gotta know
You gotta
you
you
gotta know
gotta know.
what works for you. Like
Yeah. You gotta know. You gotta know. So yeah. Um I just thought that conversation was kind of wild because
oh,
she was just like,
I do want to get back to that.
yeah.
So the bull, so you saying the bull didn't understand why she felt offended?
Yeah, like he was like, I really wasn't being disrespectful, was I? I'm like,
I'm
no, I don't
saying
think it was
people don't,
disrespect.
guys don't understand women. You have to understand that when you're dealing with a woman, everything is disrespectful. If you say yo ma to a hood chick, that's acceptable, or that might
Right.
pass. If you say yo ma to the wrong chick, she's
It's
like, don't
problematic.
fucking yo ma me.
Right. I ain't your ma.
I mean,
Right. I ain't your ma. Yeah,
so
I
you
get it.
gotta kind of know that women can take anything disrespectful,
Hmm.
especially if you don't know them like that. So
Right.
so it's all about the comfort of that woman. You don't know her.
Mhm.
I'm not even speaking on you like that. Like if you're not my girl,
Right.
I'm not saying
You don't give
yo
a fuck.
you look beautiful. No, I'm not saying I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying I think you look beautiful without the makeup. You're not my girl. I don't have that leeway to say that to you because I know that you could take that as disrespect.
Right. Right. And I think that's where his problem was, because it was in a sense of not a close relationship, not a close friendship even.
Right. Right.
To speak on it. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, well, you guys don't know each other well enough for you to be
Right.
speaking on that. So
Right.
that's why she's taking it as a form of disrespect. Now, I personally didn't think it was disrespectful because he didn't come through in a disrespectful manner. But however, sometimes people have certain boundaries, even in simple discussions. You know what I mean? And that was a boundary that she didn't want crossed. You talking about her fucking makeup.
Facts.
Period. So it's disrespect, my nigga. Don't do it.
Facts.
So, he kind of understood after the discussion about it, but at first he wasn't really able to see
Right, but this is
what
on
he did
you. This is
wrong.
this is on you, and this is on the rest of y'all as women. Y'all have to tell the men in your life, like when they're talking to women, these kind of things can be deemed disrespectful because men don't know. We think that we're just trying to be nice. We're trying to give you a compliment, whatever it may be. Y'all have to let men know that nah, this could be viewed a certain way.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Because otherwise they won't know.
Right.
They're gonna think they like, listen, I'm trying to put on to a little bit of game.
Right.
Like your shit's starting to look a little caked up,
Right.
cactus,
Right. Right.
casket-ish. You know what
Right.
I mean? And I'm just trying to help you out a little bit, sis,
Right.
because that's kind of where it went. Like, I'm just trying to help you out a little bit, sis, which then further sounded
Right.
disrespectful.
Right.
So it's just like, I guess, every now and then again you gotta have these talks and discussions, and so that men can kind of know, and that, women can know too, because chicks do the same thing.
Right. Right. And that's what I'm saying. All these conversations have to be had because the information is like parable. It's just like even with your man, you have to tell your man, like, yo, you fingering me. You need to cut your nails and shit.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
Can't be long and dirty.
right.
Right.
So these are conversations that people have to have because people don't know. They're just moving and living life. They don't know.
Right. They don't really stop to think about the details of
Right.
things, such as nails, such as makeup, such as what they say out their mouth,
Right.
things like that. Yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. Gotta pay attention.
Facts.
You gotta pay attention.
Facts.
Gotta
We
pay
really have
attention.
to listen and not just hear what people are saying. People, what's up? What's next on the
Thanks.
docket, Ish?
What's next on the docket? I got one more.
All
I
right,
got one more. I got
let's
one more.
go. I'm ready.
I got one more.